If I seem to be blinking more than normal, it's because I'm very not used to wearing false lashes. Hello friends, welcome to today's video. It is late April and it is currently snowing outside, which is not great. But in this city, it always snows at least once in April. It just does. It's usually a little earlier in April, but here we are. So to make today a little brighter and warmer, I'm going to open up my Ipsy bag, which I received yesterday. This is the April Ipsy bag. I have not been spoiled on anything that's in here. It does feel bigger this time than it normally does, so that's, I guess, kind of exciting. Let me talk about what I would love to get in here. This is going to be a long shot because it's very specific, but I would love to get some kind of like conditioning hair treatment. My hair has been through a lot in the last year. I usually go and get it professionally dyed in a salon. The salons haven't been open. They're still not. I was really hoping I was going to be able to get my hair done by like my salon this time, but I've put in another order for home hair dye. I've been wearing my hair up a lot. It's been through a lot this year. Reflection of my life. So I do feel like a deep conditioning treatment would be really nice. I don't usually go for hair stuff, but I would totally go for hair stuff. I also always love getting like masks and things like that because they're fun to try out. I really enjoyed trying out the Hanalei face wash from last month. I ended up quite enjoying it. I only got a few uses out of it, but it seemed nice and gentle. It had an aloe smell to it. It just was a very nice experience, so I wouldn't mind that. I don't love getting skincare like serums and moisturizers because in a sample size, it's usually not enough to really let me know if I like it or not. I do enjoy getting mascaras. I don't love the mascaras I'm using right now, so I would love a new one. And like a nice lip gloss or lip treatment would also be really appreciated. So with that in mind, let's open this up. If you're curious, here in Canada, this ends up costing around $19 to $20, just depending on what the exchange rate is. Okay, here we go. Oh, there is something outside of the bag that feels like a brush. But let's look at the bag first. I actually think this is really cute. It's a canvas bag. It doesn't have that sort of cheap plasticky smell that they sometimes have, and it doesn't have like Ipsy plastered on it anywhere. So I feel like this would be like a nice, easy little bag if you wanted to travel in the summer. Or not even travel, but just have something sort of tucked inside your purse or just something to keep some items separated. It has like a little pull tab that is in the shape of lips, which is kind of cute. And the first item we have here is a brush. Not always my favorite. I do have a ton of brushes, but this is a little different. It's sort of a smaller but fluffy angled brush. So I wonder what that is to be used for. It's from the brand Beau Gaucher, I think it is. And it says it's a concealer perfecting brush. So I'm guessing this is to be used under the eyes for concealer. That's actually a really nice shape for that. I don't tend to use a brush for under eye concealer. I use only a very small amount and usually just tap it in with my finger. But this could also be good for really targeting, putting specifically powder over top of your concealer if that's something that you do. Let's get into the rest of the bag. So the first thing I have here is a squeeze tube, but with an interesting top on it. So what do we have? It is a Grace and Stella. I'm not sure I've ever heard of that before. It says, Meet Mud, your skin's new best friend, face mask. Dead Sea Mud Mask. Okay, so that's one of the things that I really do enjoy getting are masks because you can see how much you like them in one use. There we go. It says here, apply a thick layer to face, avoiding eye area, let dry for 15 minutes, rinse off mask with warm water and pat dry with a towel. Follow up with moisturizer. I will give a tip if you are somebody who doesn't have super oily skin and you want to use a mud mask, but you don't want it to like suck all the good oil out of your face. You can put on a mud mask and let it not get to that super hard crack stage. Let it dry a little while, but until it's still a little bit damp, and then rinse off at that point and you'll get the benefits of the mud mask without it being like super drying. So far the brush is pretty good. I'll definitely use it. And then I'm pretty excited about this. Next up, it's another squeezy tube. So let's check this out. This is from Glow on 5 Beauty. It's a smooth as silk hand and body scrub. Okay, this is gonna be a little hard to show just because of the packaging. The white on light blue would be a little hard to read. But it just says on here, add a quarter size amount onto wet skin and massage in large circular motions, rinse off and enjoy. Use 2 to 3 times per week. Okay, so that's cool. That's another thing that I will get some use out of. I have a little pot in here and I have a little square box in here. I'm guessing the square box is gonna be makeup, so let's take a look at that next. Okay, this is from the brand Nomad. I know I've received something from them before because the packaging looks really familiar. It says Toscana Aperitivo, but what is it? It's an intense eyeshadow. Velvety soft and blendable shimmer rose quartz eyeshadow with extra fine pigments infused with grapeseed oil for long wearing color. Free of parabens, phthalates, and mineral oil. Okay, so let's see. This could be like a good just summer shadow, easy to use. Tiny little single eyeshadow. Okay, and it's a very light blush shade. It's very silky feeling and it seems to be, if you can see that, just a very highlight without like shimmer in it. Just very metallic, light rose color. I think that's really pretty. So let us see what the last item is, this little jar. Ooh, okay, it's from Tatcha and this is the water cream. Pore Perfecting Japanese Wild Rose for normal to oily skin. I know that some people love this as their moisturizer and I love Tatcha products. I've mentioned this so many times before, but my holy grail oil cleanser is the Tatcha oil cleanser and I have just spent so much time and effort on oil cleansers to try to find one I love as much as that one, and I can't, but I'm also not willing to spend that amount of money on an oil cleanser. But I know some people have this as like their most perfect moisturizer, so even though I said I am not a fan of samples of moisturizers, I'm looking forward to trying this. Oh, and it just has such a nice fresh spa-like smell to it. So that is everything, a little bit of makeup and a lot of skincare, and I am totally okay with that. I think I'm going to get use out of everything that's been in this Ipsy bag this month. So let us see if there's any extra information on the items in here that we didn't already know. The Nomad Cosmetics Nomad Tuscany Intense Eyeshadow. It basically says it's the perfect shade for spring and mentions you can also use it as an inner corner highlight. And the full-size version, I think it's in a palette, is $27. But I think it says here that the full-size version of this palette is $27. So I assume you get more than just the one shade. The Tatcha product, it says oily skin needs hydration too. Without it, it becomes dull and can even end up producing more oil. That's where this luxurious lightweight cream comes in. Think of it as a tall glass of water that's specifically designed to hydrate oily, congestion-prone skin. I wouldn't necessarily say that's the kind of skin that I have. I think I have more like normal combination, but that's okay. It says a tip here is to pop the cream in your fridge so it feels extra refreshing and calms puffiness when you apply. Now, I will say I do agree with the tip that even if you feel you are oily, moisturizing definitely helps. It just makes sure that your skin doesn't overproduce oil. The Grace and Stella Dead Sea Mud Mask. It's all natural and cruelty-free, made with kaolin clay, Dead Sea mud, and shea butter to absorb excess oil and debris from pores, increase circulation for a rosy glow, and gives your complexion the vitamins and nutrients it needs to thrive. I will say that I especially enjoy mud masks in the summer when I feel like my skin gets a little more oily, and because I tend to be applying and reapplying sunblock throughout the day a lot more than in the winter. I just feel like the mud mask sort of helps clarify my skin a little bit. The Bogashis Concealer Perfecting Brush. You haven't seen a concealer brush like this before, made with densely packed synthetic bristles and a 40-degree angled brush head that hugs the contours of your face. It's the perfect tool for applying and blending concealers around your eyes, nose, and lips. It also says it can be used to apply highlighter with precision. Fair enough, it's a brush, it can do all those things. And the Glow on Fifth Smooth as Silk Hand and Body Scrub. Not only does this multitasking body scrub buff away rough patches, it uses green tea extract and shea butter to deeply moisturize, leaving your below the chin skin feeling soft and silky smooth. Now, I will say that container is definitely not going to be much of a body scrub for me. I would probably use that all in one go and still not cover my entire body with it. I tend to use a loofah in the shower, but I do like the idea of having it as like a hand scrub. I think that could be really nice, so I'll probably try it out that way. Okay guys, that is all. I do think we had a winner of a bag this month. I am very happy with it. I'd be curious to hear if you received any of this in your Ipsy bag, if there are any products you are specifically curious about. And yeah, let me know all of that down in the comments. If you did like this unbagging and you do like these Ipsy unbaggings, please give this video a thumbs up. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!